Hi guys, welcome back to the book corner. I'm Hermione Volino. Alright, before I begin, I want to let you, I know I've done this disclaimer before, but I'm going to kind of expand on it. Warning, I am partly deaf in one ear, so my voice does get high, so I do apologize for that. I'm trying to learn to use inside voice and kind of understand my brain that you guys can hear me. Another part of the disclaimer is I'm going to go into details about the book, which is Sprinkled with Murder by Jenn McKenlay, which is the first book in the Cupcake Bakery mystery. Okay. Alright, so there's going to be spoilers in this, and I will actually be telling you who the killer is, so if you guys are not interested in being spoiled, you don't have to watch it. Now, what I'll actually do is I'll do a spoiler-free part of it, and then I will actually do a spoiler one, so I do not know how yet to do it, like, at what point, but, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to actually do this because I have to recharge this. Because the battery doesn't, the battery has a good life on it, but I spent hours, listening to it, so yeah. Alright, so Murder with Sprinkles, spoiler free to start off with. So this is the first book in the Cupcake Bakery mystery. It came in 3 books for the price of 1 credit, which was a great deal. So I of course grabbed hold of it. I will say this before I do the review: is I am working through my pile of audiobooks. So yeah, I just kind of want to do that for the next 9 days and all that wonderful stuff. So let's begin spoiler free. So this has 2 women in it named Mel and Angie. They met in high school, either high school or middle school, one of the 2, and they became fast friends. And this kid called Mel, I think it was Chubby or Fatso, yeah. And Angie punched him in the face, so that's how they became friends. And so they open a bakery up, and they go, and they're having a great time doing this and all this, and then they meet Tate's fiance, and Tate's fiance decides that she's going to go with Fairy Tale Bakery to a Fairy Tale Cupcake, or I think it's Fairy Tale Bakery, and of course she has these 2 women pick up the food, tries it out, ends up dead, and of course Mel is the prime suspect along with Tate. So over the course of this, there's a lot of twists and turns in it, and of course Mel is caught up in all this, and she has this grit and determination to prove to everybody around her that she is not the killer. I found the book to be really great. I love cupcakes. My teeth can attest to that. I love cupcakes, and I think that it was a really great book. The fiance, who is the one who ends up dead, she was not a good person, and her family is even worse than her, which we can tell where she gets a lot of her behavior from. The suspect was like, I didn't quite figure out who the killer was, so the killer appeared in the book was shocking. And there's a lot of stuff that happened that is really deprived, and what this person decided to do was just outrageous, and something that I will let you say it's a woman, her family kind of wasn't surprised about. Or at least I don't think they were surprised by it. So yeah, I'm going to end the spoiler free right here. So here's the spoiler. So once again, I will say same characters, everything. So the reason that Mel is seen as being the possible suspect is she is the one who is found with the body, because she went into Clarissa's studio to basically find out if there had to be some improvements or whatever to it, and that's how she finds the dead body. She has these two assistants. One is all like, like worships the ground. This woman walks on. The other one is like gothic and kind of like depressing looking and stuff like that. And the attitude that she has is that, she's glad the bitch is dead. And of course the girl is kind of like, being sent to the hospital because she's not taking this death well. So what happens is, as it progresses on, Mel and Angie team up to try to figure out who is the killer, especially Mel, because Mel feels like that, her friend Tate, who, of course, her mother has this belief that she's in love with Tate, and she's not, and all that type of stuff. And then, what ends up happening is these flyers end up being distributed all over, basically talking about how Mel is a killer, and with information about her, get a hold of it. And we find out that it is actually Clarissa's, how do you pronounce the woman's name, father, who actually hired some teenagers to do this because the police weren't doing what he wanted. So you get the idea of where Tate's fiance gets her controlling streak from. Yeah. And then, of course, because Mel thinks it's Olivia, the driver of the insanely pink van that goes around and around and around like some kind of weird stalker, she goes and she wants to go and confront Olivia about these flyers. And, of course, we find out that Olivia had no hand in the flyers. It is, of course, Tate's ex was going to be father-in-law. The killer, of course, is Olivia's niece. And as I said in my spoiler-free portion of this review, when her father told her, no, you can't drive the car, she ended up destroying his car. Her mother had a bad habit of covering for her, and so Mel gets the feeling that Olivia's niece is a sociopath and all that. And then of course we find out that Olivia's niece is the one that is stealing Olivia's mother's fentanyl patches, and basically she used it to basically take care of, well, her boss. There's this really kind of weird team up between Olivia and Mel because they're all both stuck in a freezer. A walk-in cooler. I'll say walk-in cooler. Bakeries don't use freezers. And they have this like insane, they choose the most inventive weapon I've ever seen used in literature. They use eggs to blind the niece so that Mel can get the gun away from her. And it's just, You have overly protective brothers, which were insane when you finally meet them. They make you laugh your butt off. Um, it was just complete insanity. I just enjoyed this book so much, and I loved it in audio form. The only problem I have with the bundle is, and I think I mentioned this, but there's no separation between the books. You absolutely have to not read. You absolutely have to listen to it to get to the next book. They don't allow you to just jump to the next book. So, anyways, overall, I am going to give this book 5 stars. It is a great book. I highly, highly enjoyed it, and I hope you will too. So yeah, so I'm going to end it here. I know it's like an 11-minute long video. There was just so many like quirks and like twists and turns in this book, and I think the author did a really great job. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the charger, let it charge up, and then I'm going to go back to the Bark and Bakery mystery that I'm also on, and I will listen to that one. That's another one that I haven't listened to in a while. Well, in a couple days. Not a while. In a couple days. Because of being so physically and mentally exhausted. So I will see you guys around. And thanks for watching.